Guys, I don't even know what to say and how to start this word off because God is so strategic. God is so strategic. Around the same time I was receiving the word about that tree. I was telling you guys about the plant. The plant and how I told you guys how people will put things in our soil to contaminate our soil, but yet we are still able to grow because God will come in and remove things that no longer serve us or that are not good for us. He will help make sure that we grow healthy. Around the same time I received that word and that vision, he showed me my pastor. And usually when God shows me a vision of my pastor, I know there's going to be a message at church that's going to connect to myself and many others, right? So it's like he's always telling me when he shows my pastor, hey, make sure you pay attention this Sunday because he has a word. And I'm like, okay. So when I got to church now, the pastor was talking in the beginning before he went into the actual service. He was talking about how women are more sensitive than men. Even in the spirit, women are more sensitive than men. It doesn't mean women are more gifted than men in the spirit. No, he's just saying sensitive, as in like more receptive, and a lot faster when it comes to their receptivity to the Holy Spirit. And he was talking about what a lot of women have to go through, etc., etc. And then he went into the service, and he also mentioned warfare. And even though his word is not the same as my word that I'm gonna say right now, but it connects. It's almost like it was an eye-opener for me, and it made me so emotional. And this is not supposed to be a bad word to make everybody, like, there's no bad word, but you know what I mean, to make everybody cry and emotional. But God really brought something to my attention, and it really just made me feel so appreciative and so happy and so proud of many of the women and men. But because it's Mother's Day, happy Mother's Day, y'all. It just made me feel so proud of many of the mothers and women. Even if you're not mother, even if you're a father, this will resonate with you too. I don't want to exclude anybody. If this is your word, it doesn't matter if you're a mother or not, this may resonate with you too. But I just want to say that happy Mother's Day, one. And I just want to say that for many of you guys out there who are mothers, the warfare hits differently when you have children. And this walk hits differently also when you have children. It's not to say everybody doesn't go through something, but I just had to think about all the things that a lot of us mothers have to go through, and the sacrifices we have to make sure our kids are healthy, to make sure our kids are covered and protected. And you know, the amount of things that we have to go through relating to our children, on top of that, fighting the warfare. And it made me so emotional because it's like, it's not to say that our warfare is worse than anybody else's. No, because somebody could be going through something similar and they may not have kids, right? But it just opened my eyes to how hard it can be for many of us, and how we are so hard on ourselves. Majority of the time, we are so hard on ourselves. And like my pastor said today, we have one of the most hardest jobs in the world. He didn't say one of the most. He said we have the hardest job in the world. And it's so true, because if you really think about it, not only do some of the mothers have spiritual gifts, and some of the mothers have to see in the hidden realms, but some of us have to fight warfare. And on top of fighting warfare, on top of fighting witchcraft, on top of fighting generational curses, it's like we have to be put together. We have to make sure we're together to still be there for our children, still feed our children, still wake up in the morning, still get them to school, still make sure they're eaten. And on top of that, some of us have to be the ones, not all of us, but some of us have to be the ones that are not only having to cover our children, and not only having to be mature in the spirit, in order to protect our children, because we have to be aware of what's coming, what's ahead, so we can put on our armor of God on and become that prayer warrior. But we also, some of us also have to be that provider. And it's not that we chose to be the provider. Some of us had no choice but to be the provider. So some of us are doing it all, you know, where we have to lead in God's kingdom in the front line, and some of us have to lead in the spirit as well, because we have a responsibility when it comes to our calling. But some of us also have to lead when it comes to our children, lead when it comes to our finances, lead when it comes to everything. Also to mention, I don't want to be graphic, but you know, we have to be the ones to, like my pastor said today, give birth to the children, postpartum depression, preeclampsia, complications during pregnancy. Some of us have to go through pregnancies alone, just with God, you know, and on top of that, giving birth, and then our bodies having to heal after giving birth, and then having to breastfeed our children. And then some of us, we have help, and then some of us, we don't have help. We have to do all that alone. You get what I'm saying? And then on top of that, our monthly cycles that we have to go through every month to cleanse our bodies. And throughout all of this, a lot of us are still enduring warfare. Throughout all of this, a lot of us are still being attacked or being targeted because of generational curses, because of family members, whoever. And yet we are so hard on ourselves because we feel like we have to have everything together. And when we are slipping up in one area, we beat ourselves up. If the home isn't clean the way that we want it to be clean, we beat ourselves up. If, you know, and it's like some of us, it's like we have these gifts, but it's like we can't do everything at once. We can't cook, clean, take care of the kids, work. Sometimes we got to sacrifice something. You know, sometimes we're not able to be there for our children, to help our children with homework. So sometimes we have to get a tutor to do that. We got to pick between working and paying the bills, giving our children homework, or helping them with homework, right? We got to pick. Sometimes we have to be that tutor. We have to help our children with homework. And then we have to put work on the back burner. And then we have to struggle to make ends meet because we put work on the back burner because we don't got a babysitter. We got to take care of our kids. Like, sometimes it's, the warfare is so bad. We go through depression. We go through headaches, nausea, and the house doesn't get cleaned up. And then we beat ourselves up because of that. And it looks bad on the external. When other people are to come over, or other people are to see it, they will look at us like we're lazy, or we're not, you know, we don't have it together. Sometimes we'll clean up and get the house together and keep it together. But then we'll have to work too. But then we don't cook. We have to order out because it's kind of hard to cook, and it's kind of tiring to cook after working and after cleaning. And so we have to order food, and then we're looked at as lazy. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's a lot that goes into being a mother or a single father or a mother that's married, because some people are married and they're still doing it by themselves, you know? So, and like I said, this is not just for mothers. I'm just highlighting mothers because it's Mother's Day, but there's some people who may still be going through a lot of this and they're not a mother, right? But I just say this to say that we are so hard on ourselves. And when God brought all this to my attention today, it made me realize just how powerful and strong we truly are. And it's not that we're strong because we want to be. We're strong because we have to be. We have no choice. But the strength that's put within us is through the Holy Spirit, right? And that's undeniable strength. And I just want to say, if anyone's going through this, be very proud of yourself. Do not beat yourself up. So the point of me saying this is, yeah, just continue to go hard, continue to have this strength. Continue to love yourself, and don't for 1 second feel like everything you're going through is unnoticed, because let me tell you something. Sometimes we'll go through so much we don't even reflect and look at what we're overcoming in the moment, and we overcome so much without even realizing it. We're not gonna have it always together, you know, but we overcome so much. And my pastor saying, you know, we have the hardest job in the world, it really hit me hard, because when I think about it, on top of the warfare we have to go through, it's insane that it's like many people would give up, and yet we still fight. We still fight. Even for our children we fight, you know. And don't be like people and discredit yourself and beat yourself up. And you know, if you're going through all of that as a mother, even if you're a father or whoever, be proud of yourself, be happy. And because that, I don't even know, like, I'm sorry, but it really hit me, because I was even in tears, because I was like, God, I didn't even realize how strong you really made us, you know. And that is some undeniable strength, and we should not for 1 second beat ourselves up, because that is powerful what God has given us, to be able to go through all that, and to be able to still stand and to still keep pushing forward. And so I know some mothers out there beat themselves up because they feel like they don't have it together, and they're like, I can't do this for my child, do that for my child. And let me tell you something, I promise you that if you keep your faith in God, it will get better. It will get better. And do understand that there's other people out there who go through what you go through. They may not come online and talk about every single problem they're going through, because they just don't do that, you know. But just because you don't see someone online going detail for detail for detail every single thing that they're battling, does not mean they're not battling it, you know. Just remember that you're not alone, and there's people out there like myself and many others who go through similar things that you go through, and who have went through similar things that you went through, right? So I just want to say that one of the most important things is to be confident in yourself as a mother, or as a grandmother, or as a father, whoever resonates with this. Be confident in yourself, because it is God who is strengthening you. It is God who's giving you that undeniable strength. And I honestly don't even know, like, just, it's like I'm having this revelation moment. I'm like, I don't even know how we get through half of the stuff that we go through. We have to go through it in the moment, and what we go through would break anybody. So I just want to say, be very proud of yourself, and don't be hard on yourself. And God is the one that's fueling us and strengthening us. And yeah, it's not supposed to be a sad message, but I just wanted to share that, because sometimes you don't really realize just how valuable you are and how strong you are until you actually reflect on the things that you have to endure, and the things that you've gone through and survived through, right? So anyways, I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.